Ooh, wrong one. Hey everybody, sorry I hit the wrong button on that one. That's the roulette screen, not the Skype screen. So hopefully you're gonna get to hear. I've got Skill and Luck on the line with me. They're in my ear right here. See, and let's do. I'm paused for a second because I had a mute because I'm hearing myself back in my ear. All right, so hopefully in a second here we're gonna have Skill and Luck talk in, and you should be able to hear him. And if you can't hear him, let me know, and we'll make some corrections. So, Dylan, hmm, there we go. I think I figured it out. I hit the wrong mute button. So, I'm gonna stand here like an idiot. Skill, can you go ahead and say hello for me for everybody? Oh, I think I know what I did wrong. I did this. All right, everybody, let's try this again. Skill, go ahead and say hello for me. Can everybody hear Skill? All right. Well, hopefully everyone can hear you because I can see you on the OBS. Anyhow, now that we got through some of that technical difficulty, because I'm dumb, if anybody else wants to go ahead and dial in, I did pin the dial in to join Skype. We're still working that piece out. But tonight we are going to roll Dantana's the Butterburg. What's up, Waylon? Good to see you, brother. No audio from Skill. Okay, so let's figure out what I'm doing wrong. I'm going to pause for. I can hear you perfectly in my ear, but I can see you when you speak. I can see the Skype, and it's set in the OBS. Let's see. We're just taking a technical difficulty pause, everybody. Jeff, I'm sure, is laughing at me because I didn't get a chance to call him because work called me. Nope, can't hear him. All right. Why? Okay, we're set up the right way. That is on so you can hear me, so I can hear you. Everybody else should be able to hear you. Let's see if. I'm just going to give it a second. Because I don't know if they're saying that to the first time or the second time. Are you using NDI for skills? I am, Jeff. This is why I love this community. Jeff is deciphering it right now. I have no doubt. He's no doubt shaking his head. Between him, John, and Troy, I don't know how they did all this stuff. Geniuses. But even you, oh, I don't know how these guys like. I look at that KPI tracker and I'm trying to do something to put the. So if I put $25 on the four, it'll say 25 on my layout, and I'm trying to figure that piece out. Okay, you need to output Skype's NDI source to a separate audio. Okay, stand by. Let's do that real quick before we get in. So let's unlock that. NDI output. Okay. All right, Skill, do me a favor. Go ahead and say hello to everybody. All right. So let's try that again. So you didn't come up on my. Try again.
Okay, welcome to the Sideshow Gamble.
Did everybody hear skill?
Testing 1 2 1 2.
I do, Jeff. Because I see your. So on the sound bar on Skype, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's registering on my end your voice. Now we can hear skill. Outstanding. All right, Jeff. Go, Jeff.
Yay!
All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to back to the Sideshow Gamble. We do have skill and luck on the line now. Sorry for my idiocy. I am not a computer technology person. However, we do have some great technological people in the chat tonight with us. We've got skill on the line. We've got Jeff from Mid Atlantic. We got John from ProCreps, and yeah, those two. And there's quite a few others as Skill and I are chatting in my ear. So he's right here in my ear, but you guys can hear him. All right, Ken G. This makes me happy. So, everybody, welcome. Tonight we are going to be doing Dantana's the Butterburg. So, one of my first lives, Waylon and Dantana were like, yeah, do the Butterburg, do the Butterburg. And I just started watching Dantana's strategies. So, I kind of fumbled through it, but we're going to roll it out tonight, and we are going to do we've got a $3,000 bankroll right here. And what reason we're doing 3,000 is because that's more in realm with my budget. However, they do roughly around 6. So we broke it down. We're going to do $50 bets, $3,000 bankroll. We're going to go through a few shooters. So, but before we really get going, there's some things that I learned the other night when I was out at the casino. I played Waylon's strategy of the 4 and 10 with a $50 don't. Did awesome. Cannot complain with it in any way, shape, or form. However, there was one variable that I completely overlooked, and you know what that was? That was everybody else at the table.
What's that?
Everybody else at the table, Skill. I was prepared. I was shooting. I think I had like a 17 roll. I was doing great. Everything was awesome. And then I had to pass the dice. Well, when I passed the dice, I was completely lost, and it was like, well, I gotta have action if I want to shoot the dice again. Well, then the table got packed, and there was like 18 people on this daggone table. I mean, we were packed.
Wow.
And it was great. Everybody was having a good time, but I had to play action to get around those dice back to me. Problem is, the action I was playing, I was trying to stay low, but I was losing because everyone kept PSOing. And by the time the dice got back to me, I'd do I'd throw the strategy again, and I'd get right back up to even, and then I'd 7 out. Dice have to pass. So I decided I need to figure out what I'm going to play. Now, mind you, Waylon came out with another strategy that I watched just before this video. Pardon me. And he's laying the 4 or the 10 for 100, and he's doing a 25 buy bet on the 4 or the 10, whichever's opposite. So we're going to try that one here in the future. But I just wanted to let everybody know that I did run that strategy at a live casino, and yes, I'm working with them for them to let me to record there. On a live table, and we'll see how that comes out. So, without any further ado, we are going to get started with the Butterburg. So, Skill, if you want, say hello to the crowd. I need to read some comments real quick while I set up.
Okay. Thanks for having me on, being the guinea pig here. I really can't see anything. All I can do is hear. Do a wonderful job, of course. I was really curious with your story at the casino. What was the table minimum? And I was just curious, if you could elaborate a little bit more. And what did you decide, or did you want some suggestions on what you should do for the next time, or?
So we were we're a $5 table, and I'm always open for suggestions, Skill, because I'm a firm believer that the only way I can get better is by learning from everybody else and all of us the same. So it was a $5 table, and what I did was, after I realized this, I went to my $40 don't strategy where I was playing $18 on the 6 and 8 each, and once they hit once, I threw in $3, pushed them both to 30. If it hit a second time, I pulled them back down to $18 each, collected. Now I've paid for it. So I put that back in my rack, and then if they hit again, I then started spreading out to the 5 and 9 and so forth and so on. That was great.
Right.
So that's what I went with. It's just when they would get it to, I'd hit it once, I'd press it to 30, I threw in that extra $3, so I'm in for $39. Then I get the 7 out. And it's like, Urgh. So.
Well, the only suggestion I could do or say at a $5 table would just be the one hit can't miss, where you're doing $10 on the don't pass, and then just do a simple a 1 unit $6 rate, and that way you've got action, and it's not costing you. You're keeping your bets to a minimum for these random rollers, and you can probably get by with skipping every other shooter. I don't know. I mean, all different casinos are different, but that might be, as long as you've got some, some action, every other shooter. I don't know if yours is required for every shooter. To have action on every player or not.
I'd have to ask. I'm not really sure. All I know is if I didn't have action before the dice get to me, I know that I can't shoot. But I'd have to ask them. Usually they let me shoot every time. So, but yeah, to Scott, I broke even, brother. I broke even. So, but I'm working on it. Like there's a strategy that I was playing out today. The casino David from Casino Quest came out with called a cliffhanger, and actually I like it a little because I just did it at a $5 unit, playing 5 across the entire, and one hit, press up the neighbor. If that neighbor hits, pull everything back down, and I've already paid for the entire bet. And the math seems to work out. But I know everybody's here, so we're gonna get started with this real quick.
Cool.
We're gonna run through. Hopefully, I'm thinking about maybe 10 shooters. We'll go around the table once. So what Dan Tana does is he plays kind of a do we don't. All right. The only way that this hurts us is if we roll the 12 on the come out, and we'll lose the pass line, but we'll still have this. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just get some dice. We're gonna be random rolling tonight because that's what he does. So we'll do it from pretty much the same distance that he does. And we'll take the 5 and 9. And we'll record as we go. So what he does is, let's get a point. And we got a 3, 1, 4. All right, so 4 is going to be the point. And then what he does, mark that 4. Well, maybe if you click in the box, Chris, let's not be dumb. You added another variable. Let's work with this. All right, so we got the 4. All right, now what he does is he does a wasted roll. And then we got a 5. So he does a wasted roll to see if maybe it's going to be a PSO is what I would assume. And now that he's got that, we are going to do, he does 100, but we're going to do 50. Be 60, 60, 50, and then we're going to buy that 10 for 50. And we're only doing this for one roll. So we've got a lot of action out there. There's 100, 200, we got 250. Now what he normally plays is he plays 600 in odds, but we're going to do, there we go. We're on the 4, so we're going to do $300 in odds. Now what this pays is this is 200, 250. 1, 2, 250. We're not counting the caps. One roll. And let's see what happens. And we got a hard 10, which is awesome because that's the best one to hit. All right, so we got the hard 10. So we're going to drop a 5. I'm going to get $3 and change. That's for the big. And I'm going to get $100 right there. Now we're going to rack that 100, pull down our odds. If I can fit it all in there. Now I need to get an off button. And our bets are going to go off. Now we're just rolling it out for the 7. And this is the Butterburg. Pretty sweet little strategy, but it is definitely a patient strategy. This is Skill. And Skill and I are just going to chat. Please send messages. I'm going to move my mic real quick so I can see the messages a little better. But I'm just going to kind of roll this out, and if something happens, I'll explain it as we go. All right.
So he's actually gone across then, is that correct?
So yeah, we're set up right now. We are set on the 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10 at a $50 level, obviously 60 on the 6 and 8. And he's playing a
Right.
do don't of $50 on.
Right, okay.
And then we hit the point.
Okay, well, that's actually good.
So, but we didn't throw a 7, so we're just going to turn the puck off. The don't pass is going to lose, but the pass line is going to win. So it's a push. And I really do like this, that Dantana came up with on this, because it is literally just a... Now, see, I can't remember what he does if we hit the point. I think he does another wasted roll. Dantana on here? I don't see him. So how did you get started into this? There's our 7 out. Their skill.
So did you establish a new point?
Yeah, 6.
Okay. See, I can't see anything. All I can do is just hear what you say.
Sorry, I'll say it out. My apologies. So our bets were off. We're gonna win on the don't, lose on the pass. So that's a push, and we're gonna get some new dice.
Gotcha.
Take the hard 3s here. Mark the 7, which we've done. That's off. There we go. Then the point. Point is going to be a 3-2-5. This is this entire experience is just too awesome. I can't believe I've got skill in my ear on my chat right now. Wasted roll 5, 4, 9. And then we are going to put down $300 in odds on the don't. Turn our bets on. And we got a 6-5 yo. All right, so we're going to turn them off. Take our odds down. And we're going to wait it out. And we got a 5-1-6. Oops, I didn't mark that yo. There we go. And we hit the point, 3-2-5.
Hey, that's 450. That's cool.
Oh no, we're not. No, we're not doing odds. So he only puts.
Oh, I thought you said you took 300 odds.
300 on the don't. So he only puts the odds out when.
I thought you were doing odds on the right side.
No. So what he does is, I'll explain it again. So we lose on the don't, we get on the pass. All right. So what he's doing a do don't of $50 each. $50 don't, $50 pass.
Right.
Once we get a point established, say like now, I'll throw the dice again. I'm just doing random. We got a point of AC Doocy. So we lose on the pass, we win on the don't, so it's a push. So I'll mark that. And then, so the point is hard 6. So now that we got a point of hard 6, what he then does is he wastes 1 roll. His bets are still off.
Right.
And we're going to throw the dice just 1 time. And he got a 3-2-5. So no one got paid anything on that one. So we're going to mark the 5. Then he's going to turn his bets on. And he's going to lay 300 on the don't in odds. So that protects everything that's out there.
That's where my confusion was.
Yep. He's going to protect everything out there. Roll the dice. And we got the 4-3-7. So.
Then that counterbalances everything.
Yes. So we hit a 7. And we're going to take everything down. And we lose on the pass line. We'll pay it out. And then we were 300 and that was a 6. So, oh, jeebie-heebies. I got to do math now. See, I wasn't paying attention. We were on the 6, yeah, we were. All right, so. You hit me. Next. That pays 250. All right, so we're gonna get 250. And that's exactly what we had out there minus the caps. I'm gonna rack that back up. So far we haven't made any money. We really haven't lost anything either. Well, no, we did hit that 10. All right, so. Oh, wow, there's a lot of chat going on. Late to the daggone party. All right, sure did. Okay, Waylon's handling him, but I know Waylon said something. I'm gonna have to scroll back and see it. All right, here we go. Coming out on our third shooter after we get some new dice. But no, Waylon, I'm reading, and this is enhance the comm, Chris. Enhance the comm. So skill. I would love to be able to do that. What you and I were chatting about before we went live is I'd love to be able to set up where we could, deal, play, and just have a good old time. 6, 4, 10.
Just have fun. Yep.
Then I learned a lot from all of you guys. So we're on the 10. We're not going to put our bets out yet. We're just going to do our wasted roll here. And we got a 3, 2, 5. I'm definitely going to have to call Jeff because I think Jeff is going to, like that craps chat he did. Phenomenal. I was beside myself. So we're going to put our bets out there across minus the point. We're buying the 4 for 50. Put our caps on the 6 and 8. We did our wasted roll. We're going to put $300 in odds. Waylon was saying something about this.
Yeah, but the thing is that it only pays 150. So you got to make sure that you're. Are you making sure that you're under the 150? The
no,
150
I didn't.
bridge.
Thanks, because I hadn't thrown the dice yet. So let's see. We're 1, 2, 250. There's 50. So I need at least 200. So I do need to put an extra $100 on there. So we're doing $400 in odds. And
okay.
That's going out. And we got a heart 6. So we're going to mark the heart 6. That's going to be a $70 winner. And then we're going to turn our bets off. Put our odds down. Rack this up. And we're waiting for either the 7 or the point. Another hard 6. And if we were playing the hard ways, people would be very happy right now. What if to pass the dice instead of just rolling them? Well, we could. We could pass dice. But I haven't set that up on my machine yet, so I don't know exactly how to pass them in here without hitting the 7. All right, we got a hard 4. I can't believe we got 8 people watching. And we got a hard 6 again. Wow, a lot of hard ways tonight. And we got a 617.
Okay, cool.
So these pay each other. No harm, no foul. All right.
Yep.
Get some new dice. And like I said, we're gonna go 10 shooters with this, but I owe it to Dantana on this strategy because he was one of the first guys to watch my lives, and he was very supportive through it. So, all right, dice going out, and we got a 639. All right, mark the 9, buy the 10. And yes, there would be a vig with those. I'm not worried about them this evening. A couple bucks here and there. Wasted roll. And we got a 3.
Wait a second. There's a vig on what?
So at my casino, if I buy the 4 and 10, I gotta put a pay.
Oh, you're okay. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Because of the buy. Okay.
So hit the 4, which really sucks because that was probably the best payout. We're on the 9 now, so we're gonna put 300 in odds to get 200. Let's heal that off the right way, Chris. All right, dice going out. And we got a 5-1-6. All right. That is another $70 winner. And bets are going to go off. Pull our odds down. Back up our profit. So I was listening to Santana the other day, and he, I guess, went to the casino and played this, and he got whacked pretty good. Hard 10. And I felt bad, but at the same time, I know where he's coming from. Because if everyone has heard my story about the Caesar's Palace in Vegas, I got whacked pretty good because of my own stupidity. I'm interesting to watch. Y'all are crazy. And there's a 5-4-9. That's the point. Do not. Well, that does make me feel good. Don't tell my kids that. They would yell at me. They just make fun of me. All right, so we won. We lost on the don't pass, but we're going to win 50 on the pass line. And we're just going to come back out again. Here we go. That's going out. And we got a hard 8. We'll mark the 8. We'll move the bet on the 8 over to the 9. Take the cap off. Now, this is our wasted roll. Like, I would love, Skill, if we could all get together one of these days and get somewhere. Oh, we hit the 8. This is why we wait that one roll, because if we had put our odds out there, we'd be a very unhappy person. So we hit the 8. Not 89, 8. So we're going to lose on the don't, but we're going to win on the pass line.
Okay.
So this shooter just hit 2 points back to back. Now, if you turn off your bets, keep the 50 in odds on the don't pass. I'm just reading what Waylon's saying here. After you turn your bets off, keep 50 in odds on the don't pass. When you 7 out, you make a little extra. If you hit the point, you still win money. That's the KPI tracker that George from CY there, Anthony. Troy from Point 7 Out has a link on his channel. If you look underneath his tutorial videos on the OBS software, him and George and John from ProCraps, I think Jeff from Mid-Atlantic's all added a little bit to that tracker, and that's what I'm using. I'm trying to understand what Waylon's saying. So Waylon's saying after you turn off your bets off, keep 50 in odds on the don't pass. When you 7 out, you make a little extra. If you hit the point, you still win money. So I think I see what he's saying. Because we'd still win 50, but I'd still lose 50, Waylon. Yeah, we'll give it a shot. But let's go a couple more shooters first, and then we'll tell you what. Make a deal with everybody in the chat. Let's go a few more shooters so we can do Tantana strategy, and then we'll start making adjustments to it as everybody sees. Here we go. Dice going out. And we're back on the hard 8. So what do you do for a living there, Skill?
I'm a truck driver, professional driver.
Oh, nice. Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, it's stress-free.
See, my wife and I have been talking a lot about, let's do our wasted roll. My wife and I have been talking a lot about what I'm going to do. Wow, another 8. What I'm going to do when I'm retired from the military. And, I've thought about being a cop. I've thought about I don't know. Like my uncle used to drive trucks. And I think my dad did for a little bit too. And I know he was a driver when he was in the military. And I was thinking about it. And one of my soldiers who got out of the military, he became a truck driver. And he's never complained about it. He enjoys it like crazy and loves every day of it. All right, 426. That's the wasted roll. So I'm still trying.
What's our point?
Our point is 10.
10. Okay.
So we need at least 400 knots. And Bets are going on. Did our wasted roll. And we got a 628. That's going to pay $70.
Yes, sir.
But no, that's one of my my dilemmas in life is trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up.
Peter Pan.
Pretty much. There's a 415. But yeah, I think doing this, like if we can get everybody going on 527. If we can get some people, like I'd love to have you, John, Jeff, Waylon, Jesus, the whole community if we can get them. And that's a push. Bets we're off. Points off the 10. Get everybody together. I think that would be one. I think it would just be a blast. I think we'd all end up BSing and talking shit all night, but it would be fun. And I'm being random tonight. I do apologize. I'm all over the place. 415 is going to be our point. Buying that 10. Wasted roll coming up. And 617. That was a PSO. All right. Oh boy, a cop. Now what should? That should be fun. Now. See, so if you all are, I know Skill can't see my shirt. Can everybody see the shirt? Everybody see this? Does everybody see what that says? The shirt says F. Bergdahl. Okay. I'm sure a lot of you guys were watching the news when all this happened. I was actually in country when this piece of crap went and did the shit he did. And my personal 2 cents on it, 6-4-10 is going to be our point. My personal 2 cents on it, screw that kid. There are a lot of soldiers that went out looking for him that did not get to go home and see their family, and they weren't deserters. So as a cop, I got a lot of cops in my family. And I got a lot of good friends that are cops. And I'm a firm believer that, yes, I do agree. And I was trying not to go political with this. But I do agree there are some bad ones out there. Just as there's bad soldiers, just as there's bad employees and all these other places. However, there are a lot of good ones out there that are getting a bad rap. And there's a 7 out. And this political climate that we live in, where we pander to everybody's whim and want, is what's irritating me. So that's a 7, but that's a push on everything. Bets we're off. So when it comes to being a cop, I look at it as holding myself accountable. Like, I've made mistakes in the military. I've made plenty of them. And the only way I've got to where I am today is by making those said mistakes. And I'm a firm believer that we've all gotten to where we are today by the mistakes we've made in our past. And we don't hold those against each other unless you've done something illegal. Then in that case, you deserve to be held accountable. But see, now I'm going to ramble on. Bets are still off. And that was a 4 is the point. So here's what I'm getting at. There's a reason why our generation is very happy with what's going on. Because you know what was not around when we were all growing up is this video, like what we're doing right now. This was not around. Wasted roll, 527. So this wasn't around, and we all got to make our mistakes and do our things and be kids and be young adolescent adults that got into trouble on a lot of different things. But the fact of the matter is, everybody, I'm pretty sure you guys know the strategy. I'm just going to keep rolling. The fact of the matter is we as a society are holding people accountable for something that happened 20 years ago. It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. And I've had people ask me all the time, well, are you a Trump supporter or you're a Biden supporter? And I'm going to be honest with everybody on the chat right now. I'm agnostic or apolitical right now because I'm still on active duty. So I'm not really allowed to say where I'm currently thinking and what I personally believe. But you can see the t-shirt I'm wearing. Screw that kid, because he's in the military, and me personally should have been shot as a deserter. And we got a 549 as our wasted. But that's my personal opinion. All right, I'm not a judge, jury, and executioner. And in today's society, bets are coming on. We're on the 8, so we are going to put $400. We do 400. That pays. Actually, if we just do 320, I know 280. Yep, 280. That's what we want to do. That'll pay 200. And bets are on. Dice are going out. And we got a 516. That's a $70 winner. And then bets are going to go off. I guess what it is, this political climate, everyone, and that's why I think I'm enjoying the Craps and the Craps Nation community, is because we're all at the table after one goal. Doesn't matter what we do for a living, doesn't matter who we like, who we don't like. And I think us as a country have gotten away from having those conversations. It's like the guy that made a comment on one of my roulette videos. I was very appreciative of his comment. It was very, some people may have thought it was mean. I thought it was very professional and respectful that he provided that critique. And there's an 8, and that is our point. How many shooters have we gone through? 7 shooters? All right. Only because I want to focus on Craps. James, you're military, aren't you? I agree. We don't take a position, and that's why you heard what I said. But at the same time, you're right, Red. It shouldn't be political. But I'm not trying to make it political. This is the first time I've even talked about this. But I'm looking for a conversation, and I enjoy conversation. And I'm honest to God's truth. James, you're military. That's a 426 is our point. So I don't know if they're having this conversation over where you're at, but the conversation's been had where I'm at, that we need to start having these conversations. Because if we don't, we're not teaching these younger kids on how to think. And I think that's the problem in this country right now, is we're not having the tough conversations. That's a 516, that's the point. And if it's like everyone's just scared to talk to each other. Guess what? My brother's a diehard Democrat. I'm in the military. What do you think? Thanksgiving is very interesting. Here's a 5-6 yo. All right, so the don't pass is going to lose, pass line is going to win. So it's not about that I want to have a political conversation, but I think good adult conversations are a good thing to have. You're right, there is a time and place. And guess what? I'm not at work and I'm not in uniform, so we can. We're all adults here, aren't we? I don't think there's any 12-year-olds in the group chat, is there? There is. How'd you get there? All right, 5, 3, 8. Move that down. 8 is the new point. I'm not saying anything out of line. That said, I understand you're in a way. I know you do, and that's what I love about the fact that you're even saying that. You're having a conversation, which is awesome. 426 is our wasted roll. All right, Skill, you want to say anything? I've been talking for a little bit. I'm just going to roll. Let you chat a little bit.
No, you're doing great. I really can't give my 2 cents because I'm kind of in the dark. And I don't really know all the information about that situation because I'm behind the wheel almost 24/7. So I don't have my ear to the news. So I really can't make a intelligent comment because I really don't have any information to go on. So
okay, I got you.
I'll just shut. I'm just being a fly on the wall and listening to you, and I do agree that there's a time and place to talk about things, and the right and the left can still come together and communicate and talk. I mean, it doesn't they don't have to. Like you said, we're all adults. We should be able to come together and discuss things, even though and agree to disagree. And there's proper ways to do things. So, you know, you don't have to, we don't all have to be so PC and get our feelings, hurt or bent or whatever, and wanna go to war, over you know things. But it is like you said, people are raised different, different generations, different mindsets, and critical thinking, like you said, is not really being taught at school and at home, at when at the dinner table or what have you. And because the dinner tables changed over
Right.
the years. The families don't always come together and sit and talk. And if we've got our phone, everybody's got their own personal sidekick, which is their phone. And we're all engrossed in our own little phone, our own little world, and me, 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 me. And so that's it snowballs. It's just snowballs out of control. And when someone upsets my apple cart, then there's going to be hell to pay. And that's how people feel. And and there's got to be a proper again, there's got to be a proper balance to everything. So you got to, it's just communication, communication, communication. And that's how I see that stuff. But I'm from an older generation where I can, and I have life experiences where I can take a step back and analyze stuff, where, and try to empathize from seeing their point of view too. So you just have to, there's a big picture and there's different sides of the cube that you have to look at. And I might only see one side of that cube, and the other person is seeing a different side of the cube, and that's cool. But so they might bring a different perception that I haven't really thought about. And so I have to sit there and listen to what they say, analyze what they say, and filter what they say. And if it, take it with a grain of salt. Of course, I can't just believe everything, but verify and research and study. And it's all just being an adult.
See,
But
but you
that's my 2 cents.
you make a solid point there, Skill, and that's the point that I wish more people would understand. And it's this generation, your generation, and before, and a little bit of mine that understand that by wanting to have the conversation. And there's too many young kids these days that just it's instant defense, instant. You just ask it. I can tell you about my kids. They're teenagers
Yep.
and 20, and I ask them a simple question like, "Hey, did you take the trash out today?" And it turns into World War III sometimes, and it's like, "What's going on? What happened?" I just asked a simple question. Did you take the trash out? No, I didn't take the trash out. And it's like, what's with the attitude? I'm a firm believer you're right. It's the dinner table conversations, asking how school was, seeing how their days were, and having that adult conversation that a lot of these younger kids don't understand how to think. And that's what my biggest fear is. Politics aside, I don't really care who's in office. I don't really care who's controlling anything. Because at the end of the day, like you said, if it's not messing with my apple cart or it's not affecting me personally, why do I really care? As long as I'm getting my paycheck, pay my taxes.
Well, we can't. Yeah, I mean, but like I said, there's a perfect balance to that too. I mean, you can't be an ostrich and bury your head in the sand because, and just be quote unquote filthy American, where for overseas stuff. Because if we're an ostrich, and we ignore stuff that's going on globally, then even though quote unquote it's not affecting us immediately, but in the long run, 9/11 did happen, and it's crazy crap will happen if we bury our heads in the sand and pretend that everything's okay. Everything is not okay. So there is a perfect balance. There's a balance to walk. There's a there you have to be vigilant, and but be wise. The Bible says, be wise, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, or something to that effect. I don't know if that, but I think you understand what I'm saying.
No, I get exactly what you're saying, and that's what I think I get. What I enjoy about what I do for a living is I get to work with soldiers a lot. And you're right. We can't bury our heads in the sand. I sometimes get on my little tangents of what my thought process on things are. But it's like, so I'll tell you a quick story. So, James, you're tracking this new FRD, Foundation Readiness Training, that the Army's doing right now. So, for everyone that doesn't know, the Army's trying to get back to leaders being leaders. Know your soldiers, get involved, know what's going on with their families, that sort of stuff. And get away from this, we're constantly going and just train. 6 is going to be our point, by the way. So, this, we just started this FRD stuff, and this was about a year ago. And I was sitting down. Oh, cool. That's a hard job there, boss. I don't know how you did that. I don't know how you do it. I've talked to my chaplain at work numerous times. Wasted roll. And it's a 6. Anyways, I was talking with this soldier, and we were trying to have a conversation because we were told you need to have conversations with the soldiers, with your entire platoon, about a very hot topic things. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself going, okay, what type of hot topic things should we talk about? Obviously, politics is out of the question. So my commander gave me an idea, and they're like, "We'll talk about racism." I was like, "Whoa, that's like racism in uniform. What's going on with all the stuff?" That's a push right here. That's a 7 on the come out. And I had one of my soldiers, who's a great soldier. He is of that race, and he was telling me a story because we were talking about, there was something. I think it was about the big thing going on in the news with the trial, and I think you all know what I'm talking about a year ago, and all the unrest. Wasted roll, and it's a 7. And he was sitting there talking to me about it, and one of my other soldiers turned around and she's like, "Well, no one in here has experienced racism. We're all too young. Racism doesn't really exist anymore, and that's all just hearsay." And I said, "Well,
Wow.
But at the same time, this is the other part, and this is why I love being in the military. This is the part where everyone's raised differently. The military is the greatest mixing pot of all things, and the U.S. has done it good. Whether you've been in the Marine Corps, the Navy, the Air Force, the Coast Guard, the Army, doesn't matter. It's a great mixing pot. We all come from different backgrounds. Well, this one soldier came from Midwest and was like, "No, that racism doesn't exist." The other soldier came from inner city, and he was like, "No, it does exist." And I didn't realize that one of my soldiers was profiled by a cop and stopped because he was driving a nice car. After basic training, he went and bought a nice car. Most soldiers do. That first paycheck, it's like, "Ooh, I got monies." And he went and spent his hard-earned money on a car. And he got pulled over. He was in a neighborhood, and I don't know whether it was a good neighborhood or a bad neighborhood, but he was in a neighborhood. And he got pulled over, and he got handcuffed and everything by a police officer. And for what? Because he was of a certain color and driving a nice car. And I looked at my soldier, and I was like, "I'm so sorry that ever even happened to you." He's like, "Chief, it happens." I was like, "No, but it shouldn't." And we should all, and my other soldier who didn't think racism existed, realized then at that moment that racism does still exist. And it was a hot topic, but it was really good conversation to have with the soldiers to get them to understand things. So that's the type of stuff I think we as a group of Americans, I'm not going to say the nation, but as a group of Americans, we should get back to having those conversations. Where did this money come from? Oh, I pulled it out of here. All right. So I think we're on our last shooter. Let's see. We're on our live roll. And we got a 5. Anyways, yeah. We'll get off that topic. I'm sorry, everybody. I get a little winded sometimes. That's a $70 one. Let's get back to craps. All right. I think we got to get one more 7. And then we can discuss this and we can change it up a little bit after we see how much money we want. I've just been sitting here tossing dice this entire time. All right, let's shove that in there, shove that in there. All right, 0-5. When you're face down, enemy fire, you don't give a... No, you don't. That's true. 5-2-6. All right. I feel bad. Now we've only got 3. We lost a lot of viewer skill. 6-1-7.
Uh-oh.
I went in a route that we shouldn't have gone. All right. So those are a push.
Well, you didn't say anything out of the line, really. You didn't. So.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me, man. All right, let's see where we're sitting. And then we can make some adjustments. I know Waylon's probably dying. You're right, Waylon. It does go both ways.
Yeah, like I said, there's a balance on stuff. So.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got. We started with, what did I say when we began? 3,000? All right. So this is Dantana. I don't know if Dantana even jumped on tonight, but there's 25. Let's get another $25 out of red here. Makes that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1,000. There's 200. Pretty sure that's 21, but let's see. There's 1,000. There's 2,000. The $3,000 is our buy-in right there. So our profit is 2, 3, 4. Wow. 75, 85, 86, 87, 88. So we are sitting in a profit of $488. Not bad for that. However, you do run the risk of hitting that with the don't. So, yeah, we're gonna keep this going.
Well, let's take a look at what my mind just went blank. What's his name? Suggested.
That's what I want to do.
About the, yeah.
So, Waylon, can you reiterate for me again, real quick, on what you were saying?
Yes. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot his name.
You know what's difficult is I try to stay on top with names and everything. Like when we were in the craps chat, because I watch all y'all's channels. It's like, oh, that's skill and luck. All right, that's dice grinders. All right, well that's pro craps. And all right, that's Gopher. And that's Waylon. Like we all know Waylon because I think Waylon has emailed everybody for a very long time. And he leaves comments on everybody's stuff, which is what we love about Waylon. And that's why I'm very happy he's got his own channel now. But, you know, all these people, and while I was in that craps chat, I was literally had a notebook paper next to me. I'm like, okay, that's dialing. Okay, right. That's skill and luck. Okay. Because I saw your name pop up here, and I'm like, I think that's skill and luck. I'm pretty sure that's him. I'm like, okay, that's John. That's Jeff. So, all right. So we had a pretty good haul, but I want to look at some stuff that Waylon was saying in relation to this. So hopefully Waylon's typing that out for us. He said nice win. Anybody else have any pointers that we want to look at on this? Please let us know. Yeah, skill. We that was what? Roughly 500 to 3,000. That's 20%. A little under 20%. That's not bad.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, I'd take that. My wife always asks me. I went up to the casino yesterday. It's today? Saturday? Today's Saturday, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I went up to the casino yesterday because some of my soldiers were like, hey, Chief, you want to go up? I'm like, sure, yeah, let's go. Let's go have a good time. And while we were up there, I'm just going to get rid of that $3. While we were up there, you know, we had a good time and everything. And I come home and Mama always looks at me. She's like, so how much did we win? And I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, okay, how much did we donate? I'm like, well, we didn't donate anything today. Okay.
Okay.
No, we just so my casino sometimes isn't very busy. It's actually pretty dull most of the time. So when we go up there, we try and get like a group of 7 or 8 of us. And there was a big group that showed up yesterday that we all had a good time with. So I think everybody made money though. I think everybody did. We didn't hit the ATS at all though, and we were like always like one number away. Okay, so Waylon is saying to leave $50 in odds after we turn off our bets.
Right.
So I want to look at that right quick. So
Okay.
we turn off our bets, leaving $50 in odds on the don't, I would assume. So if the point is 10, we put 50, it would win us 25. If we
Yes.
sevened out. So this would pay
Yeah,
there.
7 out. Right.
So we'd win an extra quarter. If it was a 4 or 10, we'd win an extra quarter. If it's a
Mm-hmm.
9 or a 5, we'd actually have to put, or does he want us to do $100? Let's try 100. So 100 would pay me an extra 50 on the 4 and 10. On the 9, we could drop it down to 75 on the 5 and 9, and that would pay me an extra 50 if we sevened out. And on the 6 and 8, we would do $60 in odds to get 50. Now the question though is, what if I hit the point and I leave those odds out there and I don't have money on the point? I'm going to lose
The
whatever.
odds.
I'll lose the odds. But Waylon said earlier we'd still win money.
I don't know how.
That's what I was trying to figure out. That's Waylon, can you explain that piece? Because I know earlier you said we'd still win money even if we hit the point. Yes, we'd win the 50, but it would just take care of the 50 DP. Or do we pull? No, because you wouldn't want to pull because that's not part of the strategy. I'm just waiting for Waylon. Maybe he can provide.
Right.
No, just 50. You don't want to take away what you already won. Oh, okay. I see what he's saying. I see what Waylon's saying. Because if we hit, we're going to win 70. So if we hit on the 5 through the 9, we won $70, right?
Oh, on a box number.
On a box number. And then we're turning the bets back off, but we're pulling all that big odds off. And if we hit the 4 and 10 as the box number, then we're winning $100. He's saying leave 50 of that winning out there to still get paid on the odds. On the 7, we win a little bit extra. But if we lose, we still won at least $20. Roughly.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, Waylon. We're going to give it a shot, brother. We're going to roll it out. We'll do... Oh, I think that's kind of there. I think. Back here. Okay. All right, Waylon, we'll give you a shot. We're going to give you we'll go 3 shooters. Here we go. Let me take a sip of my drink because I am drinking. 77 rolls. So I had a question for the group. What's everyone think of the roulette videos and the blackjack videos? 628. All right, so 8 is our point. Mark the 8, and then we are going to go wasted roll. And we got a 5-6 yo. It's good wasted roll because we're not playing the field. And then we're going to come out with our bets. Buying the 4, 5 for 50, 6 for 60, 9 for 50, buying the 10 for 50. Get our cap on the 6. All right, the bets are on because we already did a wasted roll, and we're on the 8, so we need to lay 280 in odds. Over there. Here comes our roll. And we got a 5-1-6. It's always a 6. All right, that's a $70 winner. Now, since we're on the 8, we're going to leave $60 out there in odds. We're going to rack up the rest. Bets are going off. Mark the 6. Bets going off. Waylon, your blackjack video, I promise you. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to tell you when it's airing because it's on a schedule. because I actually recorded it already. So your blackjack video is going to air on February 11th. And we got a 6-4-10. Waylon sent me a blackjack video or a blackjack strategy to play out.
Cool.
So hard 6. So Skill, when you do your videos, do you how did you prepare for them?
Be more specific. I'm not for sure what you mean.
Like mentally, did you practice how you were gonna topics of discussion? Because I think that's the one thing that I'm struggling with. I think, as everybody can see, is I get very random in my talking, and I know I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really completing actual thought process on anything.
Oh yeah, when I have a goal in mind for before I start. So if I want to cover, I want to make sure that I'm specific on one goal, and then if it goes down a rabbit hole, then that's fine, because at least I've started out with what I wanted to accomplish. So I do have a set goal to start out with, and then wherever it leads, it leads.
Okay. Do you make notes or anything?
Mm,
All right. Well,
sometimes, but not normally. No.
Okay. The Wayland strategy just got us another $50. We won on the odds. On the don't.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that's one of the things I need to practice, though, is like what you're saying, is maybe make notes of what I want to be talking about and how I want to be talking. I don't know. Just mentally, I think that sometimes I get very random in what I'm doing. And bringing all these new variables in has been unique. Let's mark that.
Well, that's fine. I mean, you can chase each individual, rabbit hole down, and that's extra content, So, whenever you come across those ideas or whatever, you can, have a notebook and write that down, and so it's a new topic to cover.
437. No, and I think I should do that. I think I'm going to start working on that. Let's see. So we 7'd out. But we had 400 in odds. On the 10 is our point. All right. Okay. I think I see what Waylon was saying. Waylon, was that what you were saying? Taking $50 out of the winnings? How long have we been streaming for? Oh, Skill, you've been with me for over an hour, brother.
Okay.
Wow.
The time flies.
It does. So, yeah, we're gonna bring it to an end. So, because I like to try and keep them at that time. So, real quick, everybody. Thanks for watching. Sorry we went into a little bit of political if I scared some people off. I do apologize. I just enjoy conversation. I know we get a little random sometimes. This was our first video. We've actually got Skill is on the line with us still. He's in my ear, which is really, really cool because he's one of the guys that I originally started watching. But because this community is such a great community, I want to give another shout out to another YouTuber that's just getting started. And if you're not subscribed to him, I highly recommend you go check his channel out. Just want to make sure I give the right channel name. So, because I was watching him earlier, he's going to Vegas. I think he's in Vegas this week, but it's Invincible Cubes. I haven't caught his name yet because he hasn't given his name during his videos, but Invincible Cubes, he's just starting out. I think he's been a channel since November. So definitely go over, check him out, give him a like and subscribe, and give him some pointers like you guys did for me. So keep that going. I'm going to try, like I said, every live, I'm going to try and give a shout out to another channel out there and keep building. And I think if we all do that for each other, I think it's going to build this community bigger and bigger and bigger. And hopefully we can all just run away from the casinos with all their money and we'll all be happy. So, Skill, do you want any final words before I end it? The floor is yours, boss.
Yeah, I perfectly agree with that. That's what I must be tower jumping.
You still there, brother?
Yes, sir. I must be tower jumping.
Okay. Do you want any final words for everybody in the chat tonight?
Well, I think that you did an excellent job. You obviously made money, so this system does work. It's got my approval, and so there are different little tweaks that you can do to any system, and to make it to your individual liking. So, but I like the system.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I like it too. So Dan Tana, if you're not in the group, I didn't see a chat from you, but if you watch this later on, great system. We like the Butterburg. We had a good walkaway profit on this one, about 20%. As always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. The videos are there for you to enjoy. The likes do help, but you know what? The videos are for you to enjoy. I just enjoy doing it. So if you want to subscribe, go for it. If not, just enjoy the videos. But give me some feedback. If you want something different, let me know. Until next time, I will talk to you guys later.